Hello there, and welcome to the Astra Sleep channel. I am so deeply glad that you have found your way here tonight. Perhaps you have had a long day, filled with the noise and the hurry of the waking world, and now you are seeking a harbor, a quiet cove where the waters are still. Or perhaps you are simply the kind of person who finds comfort in the quiet mysteries of the universe. A mind that needs a soft and spacious place to land before drifting into dreams. Whatever brought you here, know that you have arrived at the right place, and this journey is designed entirely for you. Tonight, we are not looking up at the distant stars, nor are we drifting through the vast emptiness of galaxies. Instead, we are turning our gaze inward towards a smaller, warmer, and perhaps even more mysterious universe that lives right beside us. Tonight, we are going to drift gently into the world of the cat. We often think we know them. They share our homes, they sleep on our beds, and they watch us with those wide, knowing eyes. But the world of the cat is a realm of secret languages and invisible maps, a place woven from silence, scent, and shadow. It is a world that exists in the twilight, in the soft spaces between the day and the night. We will not be chasing them, for the cat is a creature that cannot be chased. It must be invited. We will not be trying to solve them as if they were a puzzle, for their mystery is part of their beauty. We will simply wander through their quiet wonders, one sleepy fact at a time, floating through the science of their healing purrs, the ancient mystery of their glowing eyes, and the silent, cozy language of their rituals. We will see them not just as pets, but as small, perfect spirits of the hearth, ancient guardians of sleep, who have mastered the art of rest in ways we can only dream of. But before we step across the threshold into their quiet kingdom, take a moment to settle yourself. If these calm, curious explorations help you unwind, or if they give you a peaceful way to end your day, I invite you to like or subscribe to this channel. It is a small gesture, but it ripples out into the night, helping other sleepy souls find their way here too. And now, there is truly nothing left for you to do but rest. The day is done. The tasks are finished. The world outside can continue its busy turning without you for a while. You are safe here. I want you to find your most comfortable position. Adjust your pillows, pull the blankets up to your chin, and create your own warm, safe nest. Let your eyes gently close, shutting out the last soft light of the room. Turn your attention to your breath. Watch it as it flows in, cool and steady, and watch it as it flows out, warm and slow. With each breath, feel the tension draining out of your body, flowing down from the top of your head, through your shoulders, down your arms, and out through your fingertips. Feel your shoulders soften and drop away from your ears. Let your jaw unclench and your forehead smooth out, as if a gentle hand has wiped away all the lines of worry. Let your body grow heavy, pleasantly heavy, as if gravity itself has become a warm, weighted blanket, holding you securely to the earth. You are sinking deeper into the mattress, supported, held, and cradled. Imagine that you are settling into the coziest, warmest, safest place you can imagine. It might be a cabin in a snowy forest, a hammock by a quiet sea, or simply right here, in this room, in this moment. Gravity has loosened its grip on your mind. Your thoughts are no longer racing. They are slowing down, becoming like drifting leaves on a slow-moving stream. You are becoming light, untethered, ready to float. We are leaving the human world behind, with its clocks and its schedules and its words. We are entering a softer world, a world of instinct and feeling. Imagine a space of twilight, a soft violet dusk where the air is cool and still. In this space, silence is not empty. It is full of peace. You are ready to perceive the world differently, to see the shadows as friends, to hear the quietest whispers, and to feel the comfort of a presence that asks for nothing but your company. We are going to learn from the masters of stillness. We are going to learn how to rest from a creature that spends 2/3 of its life in the realm of dreams. Let us begin our journey with a sound. It is perhaps the most comforting sound in the entire world, a sound that signifies safety more deeply than any word ever could. Let us listen to the purr, and now that you are settled, we drift gently into the first realm of the cat's existence. A realm that begins not with sight, but with a feeling that resonates deep within the bones. We begin our journey with a sound that is perhaps the most comforting sound in the entire world, a sound that has lulled humans to sleep for thousands of years. We begin with the purr. It is more than just a sound to be heard with the ears. It is a vibration, a quiet and rhythmic engine of contentment that you can feel as much as you can hear. When a cat settles onto your lap or rests beside you in the quiet of the night, curling its warm body against yours, this gentle rumble begins to emanate from them like a wave. It seems to come from deep within them, a magical resonant hum that has no clear beginning and no clear end. Scientists, in their gentle curiosity, have spent years listening to this hum, and they have measured this sound with delicate instruments. They found that the domestic cat's purr vibrates at a very specific and consistent frequency, a low and steady rumble that sits somewhere between 25 and 150 hertz. This is not a random noise or a simple accident of biology. It is a tuned instrument, a wave of low and soft energy that washes over everything nearby, creating a circle of peace. It is a sound that feels like warmth, a sound that feels like safety, and as you listen to it in the dark, you can almost feel this vibration traveling through the air and into you. It sinks gently into your skin and travels along your bones, and it seems to quiet your very atoms, lulling them into a state of deep and peaceful rest. It acts as a steady anchor in a drifting world, a physical presence that whispers to your nervous system that all is well, that all is safe, and that you can settle and rest. But this special vibration, this frequency of 25 to 150 hertz, holds a quiet secret that is even more profound than simple comfort. It happens to be the very same frequency range that in human medicine is known to promote healing. It is a vibration that can help mend tissues and repair muscles, and it is a gentle, resonant energy that can even help improve the density of bone. Think of that for a moment as you lie there. This soft rumble against your chest is not just a signal of happiness or a simple greeting. It is a tiny biological tool, a wave of gentle repair, a quiet and pulsing energy that encourages mending deep within the body. It is as if the cat holds an ancient form of comfort, a simple and profound physics of wellness that they share freely with us. This vibration is a gift, a soft sonic blanket that doesn't just soothe the mind but also seems to whisper to the body itself. It tells the body to heal, to mend, to become whole, and to be still, offering a therapy hidden inside a sound, a gentle medicine that asks nothing of you except to listen and to soften. Because the purr is a tool, it is not only used for happiness. We naturally associate this sound with contentment, with a cat curled in a patch of sunlight, eyes half closed in a state of bliss. And this is true, but cats also purr when they are in distress, or when they are in pain, or when they are deeply frightened. They even purr when they are giving birth, filling the air with this steady rhythm during their most intense moments. This fact changes how we hear the sound, for it is not just an expression of joy, but an action of survival. It is a form of self-soothing, a private and quiet mantra that the cat uses to calm its own nervous system, to manage its own fear, and to find a center in a chaotic world. When they purr in a moment of pain, they are wrapping themselves in that healing vibration, becoming their own physician and their own gentle comforter. It is a shield made of sound, a way of finding peace even when peace feels far away, and a quiet act of resilience that reminds us that even in difficult moments, we can create our own calm. The source of this sound was a mystery for a very long time, hidden deep within their anatomy. It does not come from the heart or the stomach, but is generated by a precise and rapid movement deep in the cat's throat. It is a signal from the brain, a rhythmic pulse sent to the muscles of the larynx, the voice box. These muscles twitch and flutter, opening and closing the vocal cords at an incredible speed of 25 to 150 times every single second. And as the cat breathes, as the air passes over these fluttering muscles, the sound is born. It is controlled by the diaphragm, the same muscle we use to breathe, allowing the purr to be continuous, woven directly into the breath itself. A cat can purr while breathing in and purr while breathing out, creating an unbroken circle of sound. It is a constant and steady hum, the sound of life and breath being turned into a quiet, healing song, a lullaby created by the body itself. This vibration, this constant and reliable hum, is the very first sound a kitten ever knows. When they are born, kittens are completely blind and completely deaf, with their eyes sealed shut against the light. Their ears are not yet open to the world, and they navigate in their first days by warmth and by touch and by vibration. The mother cat purrs, and this purr becomes a beacon, a lighthouse of sound and feeling in the darkness. It is a steady, warm signal that guides her newborns to her for food, for warmth, and for safety. It is the first hello, the first declaration that says, "I am here." It is the sound of life and the sound of comfort, all woven into one. The kittens feel this vibration long before they can hear it, and it acts as their anchor to the world, their first map of existence. It is a rumbling promise that they are not alone, that comfort is near, and that they are held in a world of sound. While the purr is a deep internal vibration, cats have another sound that they use with us, one that is strangely complex and clever. They have a special purr, one they reserve for a very specific purpose, which scientists call a solicitation purr. It is the sound a cat makes when it wants something from its human, usually food, and it is a curious, gentle form of communication. Woven inside the normal low-frequency purr, the cat embeds another sound, a high-frequency cry that is almost like the cry of a human infant. Our ears and our brains are hardwired to respond to this specific urgent frequency, and we cannot easily ignore it. The cat has learned this and has blended the sound of contentment with the sound of urgency, creating a masterful and gentle insistence. It is a sound that bridges comfort and need, a private signal developed just for us, a quiet and clever whisper directly to our instincts. And this leads to another gentle fact about their voice. The meow, the sound we most associate with the cat, is not truly a cat's natural language. It is a language they developed almost exclusively to speak with us. A bridge built between two different worlds. In the wild, or in groups of other adult cats, you will rarely, if ever, hear one cat meow at another. They communicate in a different, quieter vocabulary, using body language, the flick of a tail, the position of their ears, and the complex world of scent. When they do use their voices with each other, it is usually in conflict. that the meow, that soft, inquisitive, or demanding sound, is for us. They learned that this specific sound is uniquely effective at getting our attention, becoming a private word and a testament to their deep connection to us. It is a sound they hold in reserve, just for their human companions. If the meow is a language for us, their language for the wild is one of silence and of boundary. A cat's world is full of sounds we rarely notice, but when they speak to the wild, it is often in ways that avoid direct confrontation. The hiss is not truly a sound of aggression, but a sound of defense, a warning, and a boundary drawn in the air. It is the cat saying, "Stay back, for I do not feel safe," acting as a plea for space rather than a threat of attack. And it is a sound that holds an ancient echo, for the sound of a cat's hiss is remarkably similar to the sound of a snake. This is no accident, as the cat, small and soft, borrows the voice of the serpent to protect its peace, keeping the world at a safe distance without ever needing to fight. There is another sound, a strange and quiet sound that you may have heard if you have ever watched a cat staring out a window, its attention locked on a bird just out of reach. It is not a meow and not a purr, but a quick, repetitive, almost clicking sound, a chirp or a chatter. This sound is a deep, primal reflex, the hunter's instinct bubbling up to the surface. Scientists have noted that this chatter is a near-perfect mimic of the final moment of the hunt, a rapid and precise jaw movement. When the cat chatters at the window, it is a moment of deep frustration, but also a moment where the body practices the final act, even when the chase is impossible. It is a bottled instinct, an echo of the wild hunter still living deep inside the soft, sleepy creature curled up in your home. It is a quiet glimpse into their other life, the one that remembers the hunt, the chase, and the wild, open spaces. The cat's vocal world is so much wider than we assume, for they are creatures of subtle sound and of profound silence. But their hearing, their ability to receive sound, is even more extraordinary, for their ears are like twin satellites. They are delicate cup dishes that can move independently of each other, powered by 32 different muscles in each ear. 32 tiny controls allow them to pivot and rotate and pinpoint a sound with incredible precision, turning their ears 180 degrees to scan the world. They can aim one ear forward and one ear back, listening to you and to the quiet noise in the room behind them, all at the same time. This allows them to build a complete three-dimensional map of their world, made entirely of sound, locating the source of a noise with an accuracy that is almost impossible for us to imagine. It is a superpower hidden in plain sight, a quiet, listening stillness, and the sounds they can hear are sounds that do not exist for us. Our human hearing is limited and has a ceiling, but a cat's hearing soars far beyond it into the realm of ultrasound. They can hear the high-frequency squeaks and rustles of mice and other small rodents, sounds that are completely silent to us. This is the world they hunt in, listening to a layer of reality that we are blind to. They can hear the quiet ultrasonic hum of our electronics, the high-pitched pulse of a distant television, or the electricity moving through the walls. What seems to us like a perfectly quiet and still room may be alive with tiny high-pitched noises to a cat. It is a reminder that the world is always larger and stranger than we perceive it to be, and a cat drifts through this invisible world of high-pitched sound, calm and knowing. This sensitivity to sound, this ability to hear the smallest and quietest things, is part of what makes them seem so wise and so meditative. They are masters of stillness because they are masters of listening, and they do not need to move to know what is happening. They can simply sit and let the world come to them in waves of sound. Hearing the settling of the house, the whisper of air moving through a vent, or the distant, muffled sound of a car passing. They are anchors of awareness, and this perhaps is a gentle lesson for us to be still, to listen, and to notice the sounds beneath the noise. To a cat, silence is never empty, but is simply full of very, very small sounds. And in that listening there is a deep peace, a sense of being connected to the gentle, hidden thrum of the world. And so the world of the cat is a world of gentle sound, from the healing rhythmic hum of the purr that mends bone and soothes the heart. It is a world of ancient borrowed warnings, the hiss of a snake, and a world of frustrated instinct, the chatter of the hunter. But most of all, it is a world of profound, deep listening, an awareness of the ultrasonic whispers that we will never know. As you settle deeper into your own rest, let your own hearing soften and expand. Perhaps you can hear the quiet hum of the room around you, the sound of your own slow breath, or the distant rhythm of the night. Let these gentle facts about sound, this symphony of comfort, be your guide as you drift and float and settle. As we drift away from the world of sound, a world of gentle hums and healing vibrations, we float quietly towards a new realm. As we drift away from the world of sound, a world woven from gentle hums and healing vibrations, we float quietly into a new realm, a world of sight. But this is not the world of sight that we know, with its harsh clarity and vibrant, chaotic colors. It is a world painted in different hues, illuminated by a softer, more ancient light. We are drifting now into the world as a cat sees it. And to understand this world, we must first understand time. The first thing we notice as we step into their visual reality is that this world is not built for the bright, harsh glare of midday. Cats are not truly creatures of the sun, nor are they fully creatures of the midnight darkness. They are crepuscular. It is a soft, gentle word, a word that sounds like twilight itself, whispering of the spaces in between. It means they are most alive, most awake, and most at home in the borderline hours. They belong to the soft, grey, hazy light of dawn, when the world is waking up, and the deep, lengthening shadows of dusk, when the world is winding down. This quiet, fleeting moment is their kingdom. Their entire being, from their eyes to their instincts, is tuned perfectly to this gentle, fading light. For us, twilight is an ending, a softening of the world, a signal to prepare for rest and the closing of the day. But for the cat, it is an awakening. It is the perfect light for a quiet hunter. For in this time the air is still, the world is hushed, and the light is just dim enough to hide their approach, yet just bright enough for their special eyes to begin their work. Their internal clock, their ancient primal rhythm, is bound forever to these magical, fleeting hours. They are the guardians of the threshold, the keepers of the dusk, and the quiet, silent watchers of the dawn. And to be a hunter in the twilight, to master the shadows, you need eyes that see differently. A cat's eyes are large, often captivatingly beautiful, shining like polished gems, but they are not built simply for admiring the view. They are built for a profound purpose. They are set forward on the face, much like our own. And this placement gives them a powerful gift known as binocular vision. It means both eyes can focus on the same object at the same time, creating a single, perfect, three-dimensional image. This is the gift of depth perception, the ability to see the world not as a flat painting, but as a space with distance and volume. It is what allows a cat to judge with breathtaking precision the exact distance to a fluttering leaf or a moving shadow on the wall. It is the calculation that happens in an instant, just before a leap, a silent internal geometry that allows them to move through a complex world with such impossible grace. But their mastery of twilight, their ability to perceive depth in the deepest shadows, is made possible by a beautiful hidden secret, a piece of biological magic hidden deep within the structure of their eyes. Behind the retina, at the very back of the eye, lies a special mirrored layer called the tapetum lucidum. It is a beautiful name, a name that sounds like liquid light, and that is almost exactly what it is. This layer is like a tiny curved biological mirror, woven from cells that shimmer like crystal or mother of pearl. In a human eye, when a ray of light enters, it has only one chance to be seen. It travels to the back of the eye, it hits the retina, and if it is missed, it is simply lost, absorbed into the darkness of the skull. But in a cat's eye, the light gets a second chance. The light that the retina misses, the light that would otherwise be lost to the void, continues onward and strikes this mirror. The tapetum lucidum catches that faint stray light and reflects it, bouncing it gently back forward through the retina, giving the eye a second opportunity to capture the image. It is a quiet, perfect, and elegant act of recycling, a way of amplifying the world by gathering every single stray photon. It is how a cat takes one tiny fleeting spark of starlight and makes it count twice. This hidden mirror is the reason for one of the cat's most mesmerizing and perhaps unsettling features. It is the reason their eyes seem to glow in the dark. When you are in a dim room, or perhaps walking outside on a quiet night, and a beam of light from a flashlight or the headlights of a distant car catches a cat's gaze, it can be an eerie, brilliant green, or a deep, shimmering gold, or a piercing, icy blue. This is not a light the cat creates from within, like a fire. It is a reflection. You are simply seeing the light of your own world, captured for a moment, and then bounced back at you from that tiny, perfect mirror at the back of their eye. You are seeing the tapetum lucidum at work, a silent, glowing signal from a creature that sees in a world of shadows. Because of this mirror, and because of the very way their eyes are built, cats can see in a world that to us would be almost complete darkness. Their ability to gather light is extraordinary, estimated to be effective with as little as 1/16 of the light that a human needs. Where we see only murky, indistinct, and perhaps frightening shapes, they see a world of texture and movement and possibility. Their vision is built upon a different foundation than ours. The back of the eye, the retina, is filled with two types of cells, cones and rods. Cones are for color and for sharp detail in bright light, while rods are for seeing in dim light and for sensing motion. Our human eyes are rich in cones, allowing us to see a world full of vibrant color. But a cat's eye is built the other way. Their retina is overwhelmingly and beautifully full of rods. They have sacrificed color for light, and they have traded detail for movement. They have millions upon millions more of these light-sensing rods than we do, each one a tiny antenna waiting patiently to catch the faintest, most distant photon of light that falls from a star or reflects off a blade of grass. They are the masters of the low light, finding their way with an easy, quiet, silvery grace. This dominance of rods makes a cat's eye incredibly sensitive to movement, which is the other half of their hunter's gift. They may not see a static world or a still painting as clearly as we do, but the moment something moves, the moment a leaf trembles or a shadow shifts, their world snaps into focus. Their eyes are tuned to the frequency of life, to the tiny, sudden darting motions that signal prey. This is why they can sit perfectly still for so long, staring at what seems to be nothing. They are not staring at nothing. They are waiting and watching a world so full of tiny, subtle movements that our cone-filled eyes simply filter out. They see the dust motes drifting in a sliver of moonlight. They see the spider mending its web in the corner. And they see the quiet, slow breathing of the world itself. Their stillness is an act of profound attention in a world that is never truly still. But this vision, so powerful in the dim light and so attuned to the slightest motion, comes with a trade-off, a gentle sacrifice. The world they see is not painted in the same vibrant, rich colors that we know. Their world is softer, more muted, and cooler. Humans have 3 channels for color, allowing us to see a rich spectrum of reds, greens, and blues. But cats primarily have 2. They are missing almost entirely the cone cell that senses red. The world they see is painted mostly in shades of blue and shades of yellow, and 1,000 different subtle shades of gray. It is a cool, watery, gentle palette, a world that looks perhaps like a painting seen in the moonlight. It is a world without the vibrant, fiery shock of orange, or the deep, rich, velvety crimson of a rose, or the bright, cheerful green of a summer leaf. Their vision is built for function, not for decoration. It is built for movement and for contrast, not for color. It is a simpler, quieter spectrum, a world of blues and grays and soft, buttery yellows. This is why the famous red laser pointer fascinates a cat, not because it is red, for to them it is likely not red at all, but because it is a dot of pure movement. They are chasing a dot that moves erratically and quickly, exactly like prey. They are chasing a movement in a world that filters out the noise of color and focuses with perfect singular clarity only on what is essential. In this world of gentle blues and grays, this tuning for motion and night means their eyes have made another trade-off. Their visual acuity, their ability to see sharp, clear details, is not as strong as ours. A human with perfect vision can see a crisp, clear object from far away, counting the leaves on a distant tree, but a cat's vision is blurrier and softer. An object that we can see clearly from 100 feet away, a cat would need to be much closer, perhaps only 20 feet away, to see with the same sharpness. Their world is a world of soft edges, a world of impressions and of motions rather than of high-definition details. They do not see the distant tree. They see the movement of the wind through the shape of the distant tree. They have sacrificed the crispness of the day for the mastery of the night. However, while their vision may be blurrier, their field of vision is wider. Our human eyes give us about 180 degrees of peripheral vision, but a cat's eyes give them a wider, more sweeping view. This extra 20 degrees, this wider panoramic lens, means they can see more of the world at a glance. They can lie seemingly asleep and still be aware of the small movements happening just at the edges, just at the periphery. It is another layer of defense, another tool for a hunter to see just a little bit more of the world than the world sees of them. For all their power, their incredible mystical ability to see in the dark, a cat's eyes have a surprising and very gentle weakness. They have a blind spot, a tiny empty patch of nothing right under their own nose. Their eyes are set forward to give them depth perception, but they cannot truly see things that are directly and immediately in front of their mouth. The world simply disappears in that last tiny space, usually closer than about 10 inches. Their world of sight begins just beyond the tips of their own whiskers. This is a quiet, strange and tender vulnerability, a master of sight that cannot see the very last final step. They must navigate this tiny personal void not with sight, but with their other equally powerful senses, with the delicate knowing touch of their whiskers and the profound invisible map of their smell. This little blind spot is the reason for a very common and very gentle behavior you may have witnessed. You might drop a small treat right in front of your cat, only to watch them sniff and paw at the floor, as if it has disappeared. They look around, confused. They tap the ground, and they sniff wildly. They are not being silly, nor are they ignoring your gift. They are simply blind to that small object because it has fallen into their void. It is a reminder that every strength has a small corresponding shadow. There is one more secret to the cat's eye, one that is often missed because it moves so fast. Cats have a third eyelid, called the nictitating membrane. It is a thin, pale, almost transparent fold of tissue that rests tucked away in the inner corner of the eye near the nose. Unlike our eyelids, which move up and down like a curtain, this third eyelid sweeps across the eye diagonally like a gentle, translucent windshield wiper. Its purpose is to clean and to protect and to moisten, clearing away tiny stray specks of dust without the cat having to blink completely. It allows them to clean their eyes without ever losing sight of their prey or their world. Most of the time we never see it, but sometimes when a cat is very sleepy or just waking up from a deep, warm nap, you may see this pale, ghostly membrane emerge for just a moment. It is a quiet, ancient piece of biology, a third hidden layer to their already mysterious gaze. And finally, we rest our attention on the most iconic part of the cat's eye, the pupil. Unlike our round, simple pupils, a cat's pupil is a vertical slit. It is a shape of profound, simple elegance, and it is a marvel of biological engineering. This vertical slit can open and close with far greater speed and far greater range than our own. In the bright, harsh light of day, the pupil can constrict, narrowing until it becomes the thinnest, tiniest hairline, a black line on a colored orb that protects the intensely sensitive retina. But in the dimness of twilight, this slit can expand, widening and flooding, until it becomes a vast, perfect circle. It becomes a huge, dark pool, a gateway taking up almost the entire colored part of the eye. It is a perfect aperture that can change its size by a factor of 135, giving them absolute control over the light. It is how they can walk from the brightest sunlight into the darkest room and be at home in both. It is the window to their strange and soft and blurry and beautiful world. A window that is always adjusting to the gentle changing light. And so we drift gently away from the world of sight. A world of silver mirrors and expanding pupils. We have seen the world through their eyes, and now we prepare to float into a different reality. We float now into a world that is felt, not seen. A world of the most delicate and subtle touch. We float now into a different reality. We have left the world of silver mirrors and expanding pupils, and we drift into a world that is felt, not seen. It is a world of the most delicate and subtle touch, where the air itself has a texture and the ground beneath holds a secret language. We are drifting into the world of the whiskers. They are scientifically called vibrissae. It is a beautiful word, a word that sounds like a vibration, a soft hum in the air, and that is exactly what they are. To call them hairs would be a gentle misunderstanding, for they are not ordinary fur. They are sensing organs, intricate, complex, tactile antennae, designed to read the invisible currents of the world. Each whisker is a perfectly tuned instrument, thicker and more rigid than the soft fur that covers the rest of the body. They are rooted so much deeper inside the skin, 3 times deeper than a normal hair, anchored into a special follicle that is rich with blood and crowded with sensitive nerve endings. This deep connection means that each single whisker is a direct line to the cat's brain, like long, sensitive fingers reaching out to feel the shape of the silence. These delicate antennae are not just arranged on the muzzle, in those graceful fans we know so well. The cat's sensory world is more complex, and nature has placed these sensors in strategic, quiet locations all over the body. There are whiskers just above the eyes, acting like long, delicate eyebrows that serve as an early warning system. If a blade of grass or a low-hanging branch should brush these whiskers in the dark, the cat's eyes will blink shut in a fraction of a second, a protective reflex faster than thought, preserving their precious sight. There are shorter clusters on their chin, pointing downward, feeling the space directly below their mouth, filling in that tiny blind spot we discovered earlier. And perhaps most strangely, there are whiskers on the back of their front legs, near the wrists. These are called carpal whiskers. They are there to help the cat in the final moments of the hunt. Once a cat has captured its prey, these carpal whiskers can feel the slightest, tiniest vibrations, the smallest flutter against the paws, letting the cat know if the prize is still moving even in the pitch-black darkness. It is a system of total awareness, ensuring that nothing escapes their gentle grasp. But the main purpose of these whiskers, the thing that makes them truly magical, is their ability to read the air. They do not just feel the wind. They feel the subtle, invisible currents of air that we are completely numb to. When a cat walks into a dark room, it is not walking into empty space. It is walking into an ocean of air currents. The air moves around furniture. It bounces off walls, and it changes shape as it passes through a narrow doorway. The cat's whiskers are so sensitive that they can feel these tiny, infinitesimal changes in air pressure. Imagine a cat moving through a house in total, absolute darkness. As it approaches a chair, the air becomes slightly compressed between its face and the solid object. The whiskers immediately feel this increase in pressure, this tiny cushion of air, and the cat knows something is ahead long before it ever touches it. As it passes an open doorway, it feels a sudden drop in pressure, a feeling of emptiness in the air, and it knows it has found an open space. They are reading the echoes and the ripples in the air, turning empty space into a world that is tangible, real, and navigable. They can even sense a moving object in the dark, not by its sound, but by the wake it leaves in the air. A mouse scurrying across the floor leaves a tiny, turbulent trail, and the cat's whiskers can feel its direction, reading the invisible map written in a language of breezes. There is a gentle belief, a soft piece of folklore, that we often tell one another about whiskers, that they act as a ruler. It is said that the width of a cat's whiskers, from the tip on one side to the tip on the other, and that a cat will use its whiskers to measure an opening, putting its head through to see if the whiskers bend. This is a cozy thought, and essentially, it is true. The whiskers provide a sense of space, helping the cat judge whether a passage is too narrow or if a leap is possible. They are the cat's navigators, their surveyors, ensuring that they can move through the world with that signature impossible grace. Because these whiskers are such incredibly sensitive organs, they are also a source of great vulnerability. They should never, ever be cut or trimmed. To do so would be like blindfolding someone. It would leave the cat disoriented, confused, and afraid, stripping them of their confidence. This sensitivity is also the reason for a phenomenon known as whisker fatigue. It is a gentle name for a gentle overload. Because each whisker is constantly sending information to the brain, having them constantly stimulated can be exhausting. If a cat must eat or drink from a bowl that is too small and too deep, its whiskers will constantly brush against the sides. Touch, touch, touch. This signals the brain incessantly and can become overwhelming and stressful. This is why so many cats prefer to eat from a flat, shallow dish. or why they might scoop food out of the bowl to eat it from the floor. They are not being messy. They are protecting their delicate senses from a world that is too loud with touch. And while the whiskers are reading the air above, another set of senses is quietly reading the earth below. We drift now to the soft velvet pads of the paws. These little cushions beneath their feet are not just for walking in silence, they are also profound sensory organs. The pads are covered in thick, durable skin, but underneath, they are filled with nerve receptors. They are incredibly sensitive to pressure, to texture, and to temperature. A cat can tell the difference between a wooden floor and a tile floor. Even with its eyes closed, they can feel the warmth of a sunbeam that has been asleep on the carpet. But most importantly, they can feel vibrations. The whiskers read the ripples in the air. The paws read the ripples in the ground. This sensitivity is an ancient survival tool. A cat resting on the floor can feel the footsteps of a person or another animal approaching from another room long before it can hear or see them. It feels the tiny tremors moving through the floorboards. It can feel the rumble of a car engine outside or the skittering of a mouse inside a wall. Their paws are living seismographs, keeping them connected to the smallest pulses of their environment. When a cat is curled up with its paws tucked neatly underneath its chest, it is not just resting, it is listening. It is listening with its feet, listening to the quiet, secret heartbeat of the house. This connection to the ground is part of a larger network of awareness. Cats always seem to know when a storm is coming, sensing a change in the air long before the rain falls. Partly this is because they can hear the low-frequency rumbles of distant thunder that we cannot. And partly it is because they feel the drop in barometric pressure. But it is also because they can feel the static in the air, the electrical charge that builds just before a storm. They are walking, living barometers, creatures woven from sensitivity, reading the world in ways that we have long forgotten. That sensitivity extends to temperature as well. The paws are their tool of precision for testing the world. You may have seen a cat standing by its water bowl, not drinking, but reaching out. A cat will often dip a single toe into its water bowl before lowering its head. It is not playing, it is testing. It is measuring the water's temperature, checking its depth, and making sure that it is safe. It is an act of careful consideration, an intelligence expressed in one tiny, delicate gesture, a soft tap with a single toe, to understand the world before committing to it. And so, the world of the cat is a world of subtle feeling. It is not the touch of a hand as we know it, but the touch of the air and the touch of the earth. It is the shape of a room read through invisible currents and echoes. It is the feeling of a footstep approaching, felt as a weak pulse in the floorboards. It is a web of awareness woven from delicate whiskers and soft velvet paws. When a cat moves through the world, it is reading a book written in vibrations and pressures that we do not even know exist. As you lie here, let your own thoughts settle into this world of feeling. Let your body feel the softness of the bed beneath you, the gentle support of the mattress. Allow yourself to become sensitive, to feel the cool air on your skin, to feel the quiet stillness around you. You are safe in this quiet space, grounded and held, just as the cat is held by the sensory world around it. And as we drift gently away from the world of touch, from the invisible maps of air and the silent pulses of the earth, we prepare to enter a new realm. We drift now towards a world that is perhaps the most powerful of all, a world of invisible stories and chemical memories. We float towards the world of scent, and so we float gently away from the world of touch, leaving behind the invisible air currents read by delicate whiskers and the tiny vibrations felt by velvet paws. We drift now into a new realm, a realm that is perhaps the most powerful and profound of all. Yet for us it remains largely a mystery. We are entering the invisible, swirling, and infinite world of scent. To a cat, the sense of smell is not just a way to enjoy a meal or to notice a flower. It is their primary sense, their true guiding reality. It is perhaps even more important to their understanding of the world than their twilight vision. Our human world is a world dominated by sight, by bright colors and clear shapes. But a cat's world is a landscape painted in scent, a three-dimensional topography of chemical information. To understand the depth of this difference, we must look at the biology. We humans have in our noses about 5 million scent receptors, 5 million tiny biological antennae to read the air. It seems like a large number, but compared to the cat, we are almost scent blind. A cat has over 200 million scent receptors. Some estimates place it even higher. 200 million points of connection to an invisible reality. This is a difference not just in degree, but in kind. Their sensitivity is 14 times stronger than our own. When a cat enters a room, it is seeing a completely different place than the one we see. We see the furniture, the walls, the light streaming through the window. The cat sees the history of the room. The air to them is like a library filled with books, and each book is open. They can smell who was there hours ago, tracing the invisible path of a visitor long after they have left. They can smell where you sat on the sofa, detecting the faint, lingering warmth of your presence. They can smell the ghost of the food you ate for lunch, the subtle spices still clinging to the air. They can smell the rain that was on your coat when you came inside, bringing the scent of the ozone and the wet earth into the dry warmth of the house. It is a rich, complex, and invisible story that we are completely blind to. And they can smell more than just history. They can smell feelings. Our bodies are chemical engines, always releasing molecules that signal our internal state. When we are stressed or afraid, our bodies release a specific scent, a sharp chemical signal. We are not aware of it, but a cat is. They can literally smell fear. They can smell anxiety. And, conversely, they can smell the gentle, calm pheromones of a person who is at peace. This is part of their magic, their quiet empathy that often surprises us. They are not just reading our body language, they are reading our very chemistry, sensing the invisible emotional truth floating in the air before we even speak a word. And to help them read this complex chemical world, to decode the deepest secrets of the air, they have a secret weapon. They have a second nose. It is not a nose we can see on their face. It is a special, hidden sensory organ tucked away in the roof of their mouth, just behind their small front teeth. It is called the Jacobson's organ, or the vomeronasal organ. It is a beautiful piece of ancient anatomy, a channel that bypasses the normal nose and connects directly to the part of the brain that processes instinct and emotion. It is built for a special kind of smelling. It is built for tasting scent. You have likely seen them do this, performing a curious and gentle behavior that can look strange to us. A cat will find a new, interesting smell, perhaps on your shoe, or on a corner of the furniture, or on another cat. It will sniff deeply, and then it will pause. It will lift its head, pull back its upper lip just slightly, and open its mouth in what looks like a grimace or a sneer. This is not a sign of disgust. They are not making a face at a bad smell. This is the feline response. It is a moment of profound concentration. By opening their mouth and curling their lip, they are trapping the scent molecules. They are using their tongue to gently flick and scoop up those heavy particles from the air, pressing them directly against the two small ducts in the roof of their mouth that lead to the Jacobson's organ. They are drinking in the scent, analyzing it with a precision we cannot imagine. In that moment of stillness, with their mouths slightly open and their eyes often glazed over in focus, they are reading a chemical novel. They are deciphering messages about territory, about gender, about readiness to mate, and about safety. They are tasting the invisible stories of the neighborhood, reading the news left on a blade of grass or a fence post. And just as they read the world through scent, they also write their own stories upon it. They have their own unique signature, a mark of identity that is as special and individual as a fingerprint. If you look closely at the small, soft, leathery tip of your cat's nose, you will see that it is not perfectly smooth. It is covered in a pattern of tiny, intricate ridges and bumps. That pattern is completely unique to that one cat. No two cats in the world, not even twins, have the same nose print. It is their tiny, perfect signature, a mark of their individuality pressed onto the world. But their true signature is written in scent. A cat's body is a walking library of scent glands, special little pools of their own unique oil. There are glands in their cheeks, at the corners of their mouth, on their chin, on their forehead, and between their toes. When a cat comes to you and gently presses its head against your leg, or when it rubs its cheek along your hand, this is known as bunting. It feels like a gesture of profound affection, a hug given with the head, and it is. But it is also an act of marking. They are gently and deliberately depositing their scent, their oils, onto you. They are not claiming you as property in a cold way. They are marking you as safe. They are marking you as family. They do this to the furniture, to the corners of walls, to the door frames, and to the other cats in the home. They are weaving a communal scent, a group scent, a family smell. A cat feels calm and secure only when its entire environment smells like itself and the ones it trusts. When you come home from the outside world, you smell strange and foreign. You carry the scents of traffic, of other people, of the wind. The first thing a cat often does is rub against you, covering up those strange new smells and replacing them with the comforting, familiar smell of home. It is an act of welcome, an act of reassurance, making their world safe again by wrapping you in their invisible chemical blanket. This is also the same reason that cats scratch. We often think of scratching as merely sharpening their claws, and that is part of it. But scratching is also about scent. Those scent glands hidden between their toes deposit a strong scent marker onto the scratching post or the chair with every downward stroke. It is a visual marker. I was here. Seen in the shredding of the material, but it is also an invisible scent marker. This is mine. It is a bulletin board, a declaration of presence and confidence left for anyone else who might pass by. And finally, in this world of chemical signals, there is the mystery of cleanliness. Cats are famously, meticulously clean. They spend so much of their waking life grooming, licking and smoothing their fur with that rough sandpaper tongue. This is not just vanity. It is survival. A cat is two things. It is a hunter and it is prey. As a hunter, it must be invisible. It must remove its own scent so that its prey cannot smell it coming. A mouse can smell a cat from far away, so the cat must erase itself. And as prey to larger predators, it must also remove its scent so that it cannot be found. Grooming is an act of invisibility. It is erasing their trail. It is washing away the scent of their last meal, cleaning the evidence of their presence. This is also why they so carefully bury their waste in the litter box or the garden. It is a deep, ancient, primal instinct. In the wild, a smaller cat will bury its scent to hide its presence from a more dominant cat or a larger predator. It is an act of self-preservation, a desire to walk the world like a ghost, sensing everything while revealing nothing. And this gentle paradox leads us to the other side of the chemical coin. Their world of smell is infinitely complex, a universe of invisible information and deep nuance. But their world of taste is surprisingly simple. In fact, it is missing something that we find so fundamental to our joy of food. We as humans can taste 5 basic things: sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and the savory taste of umami. A cat can taste most of these. They are very sensitive to bitter tastes, a protection against poisons in the wild. They are exquisitely sensitive to umami, the deep, rich taste of meat and protein. But they are missing one flavor complete. Cats cannot taste anything that is sweet. It is not that they dislike it, it is that the very concept does not exist for them. Their genetics are different. The tiny biological receptors, the taste buds for sweet, are simply not there. They have been deleted by evolution millions of years ago. A piece of pure sugar, a ripe red strawberry, or a drop of golden honey would taste like nothing to them, perhaps like dust, or paper, or plain chalk. It is a sensory void. Their biology is that of a true carnivore, an obligate carnivore. Their bodies are not designed for sugars or for plants. They are designed for the hunt. Their world is savory. It is tuned for protein and for fat, the things a hunter needs to fuel its quick bursts of energy. When a cat seems to like ice cream or yogurt, they are not tasting the sugar that we love. They are tasting the fat and the protein in the milk. It is another quiet reminder of how different their reality truly is. A world without sugar, a world without the concept of sweetness, just the deep, essential, complex flavors of survival. This simplicity of taste extends to how they interact with water. Water, to a cat, is a serious matter. You may have noticed that they are often suspicious of their water bowl. They might stare at it, or paw at the floor beside it. And very often, they will perform a delicate ritual before drinking. A cat will dip a single paw, a single toe, into the water. They will tap the surface, creating tiny ripples. This is not just play. This is ancient wisdom. In the wild, still, stagnant water can be dangerous. It can be full of bacteria. But moving water, a running stream, a river, is usually fresh and safe. By tapping the water, by making it move, they are testing it. They are checking its freshness, and they are also checking its depth, ensuring they do not have to lower their face into an uncertain space. It is a moment where their sense of touch meets their sense of taste, a careful negotiation with the elements. And so, the world of the cat is a world of chemical depth and savory simplicity. It is a world where the air is a book of stories, where a nose print is a signature, and where a hug is a transfer of scent. It is a world where sweetness is unknown, but where the richness of the hunt is savored. As you lie here, safe in your bed, imagine that you, too, can let go of the need for complex words. Let your own senses soften. You do not need to read the history of the room. You only need to feel its warmth. You do not need to analyze the air. You only need to breathe it, slow and deep. Let the complex world of chemistry fade away. Let the need to understand, the need to decode, simply drift off into the shadows. You are safe in a world that is simpler now, a world of soft blankets and quiet air. Let your thoughts drift as gently as a scent on the breeze, dissipating into the night, leaving only peace behind. And as we float away from this invisible world of scent, from the chemical stories and the savory truths, we prepare to enter the final realm of our journey. We drift now towards the visible poetry of the cat, the silent language of their bodies, and the quiet rituals that make a house a home. And so, we float gently away from the invisible world of scent, a world of chemical stories and hidden maps and ancient signatures. We drift now into a new realm, a realm that we can see with our own eyes, but it is a realm that rarely makes a sound. We are entering the quiet, gentle, profound world of the silent language. We are stepping into the physical poetry, the intricate body language of the cat. In our human world, we rely so heavily on words. We fill the air with sound to explain how we feel, to say hello, or to ask for space. But the cat is a creature of stillness. They do not need to shout to be heard. They speak with the curve of a spine, the angle of an ear, and the slow, deliberate closing of an eye. Let us begin where we often meet them, across a quiet room, in a moment of shared silence. Let us begin with the eyes. We have felt the mystery of their glowing silver mirrors and the power of their night vision. But the eyes also speak. In the world of the cat, in the ancient world of the predator, the gaze is a powerful instrument. To stare directly at another creature, to lock eyes without blinking, is a threat. It is a challenge. It is a sign of conflict. It is a hard, soundless shout that says, I am here, I see you, and I am a danger. But the opposite is also true, and this is where the gentleness lies. To look away, to soften the gaze, to let the eyelids grow heavy and soft, is an act of peace. It is a signal of non-aggression. It is the body saying, I am not a threat, and I know you are not a threat. All is calm, and the most beautiful expression of this peace is the slow blink. You have surely seen this tender ritual. A cat is sitting or lying across the room, perhaps bathed in the soft light of a lamp. It is not looking at you with a hard, focused stare. Its eyes are soft, sleepy, and relaxed, and then, with infinite slowness, it gently closes its eyes, as if overcome by a sudden wave of tiredness, and just as slowly, it opens them again. It is a tiny, slow, deliberate motion. It is not a normal blink, for a normal blink is fast and reflexive. This blink is weighted with meaning. It is intentional. It is a gentle gesture sent directly to you. When a cat does this in your presence, it is speaking a profound, quiet truth. It is saying, I am calm. It is saying, I trust you. It is saying, I feel safe, so safe that I can, for this moment, close my eyes in your presence and plunge myself into darkness. For a hunter, for a creature that is also wired to be prey, to voluntarily close one's eyes is the ultimate act of vulnerability. It is the ultimate sign of non-threat. It is, as many have so warmly called it, a cat kiss. It is a sign of peace and deep trust sent across the quiet air of the room. And the most gentle part of this silent language is that you can speak it back. You do not need to meow. You do not need to touch. If you find a quiet, still moment with a cat, you can meet its gaze softly, without a hard stare. You can offer your own slow, gentle blink. Close your eyes softly, hold them closed for a heartbeat, and then open them softly. You may just receive one in return. It is a bridge built between two completely different worlds, a silent conversation of mutual trust, a shared moment of quiet, still peace that requires no translation. From the soft gaze of the eyes, we let our attention drift to the softest place on the body, the belly. Imagine a cat lying in a patch of warm afternoon sun. Suddenly it stretches luxuriously and rolls over onto its back, exposing its soft, downy, vulnerable underside to the air. This is the place where all of its vital organs are stored, protected by only the thinnest layer of fur and skin. This gesture is the ultimate display of trust. It is an even deeper statement than the slow blink. It is the cat saying, "I am so safe with you, so at peace in this space, that I can expose my most vulnerable self to the open air. I have no fear here." It is a great and gentle honor to witness this. But here, in this moment of honoring, lies a great and common misunderstanding between our species. Our human instinct, our primate instinct to touch, takes over. When we see that soft, spotted, beckoning belly, our natural reaction is to reach out, to rub it, to ruffle the fur. We see this as an invitation, a request for affection. But for the cat, it is often just a declaration. It is a statement of trust, not an invitation to touch. That soft belly is still, instinctively, the most protected part of their body. Their ancient wiring is deep, and to suddenly touch it can break that delicate trust. It can trigger a defensive reflex. We have all felt the trap. The hand reaches in, and suddenly all four paws grab the hand and the claws come out. It was not a trap laid with malice. It was not a trick. It was a misunderstanding. It was a reflex born of profound vulnerability. The highest compliment, the deepest returned affection in this moment, is sometimes to just look, to see the trust, to honor it with stillness, perhaps to offer a slow blink, and to respect the boundary. It is loving them by letting them be. Now, we let our gaze drift to the tail, the cat's most visible and honest emotional barometer. The tail is almost never completely still, and it is always telling the truth. It is a gentle, waving flag of inner feeling, a constant commentary on the world. When a cat walks towards you from across the room, perhaps when you have just come home from a long day, look at the tail. If it is held high and straight and confident in the air, this is a signal of happiness. It is a greeting, a sign of happy recognition. It is the feline equivalent of a joyful wave or a smile. It says, "Hello, I am here." And often, at the very top of that high, straight tail, you will see a tiny curl, a little hook shaped like a question mark. This is the question mark tail. This specific shape is not just happiness. It is pure affection. It is a happy hello combined with a desire to interact. It says, "I am so happy to see you, and I am curious about you." It is one of the clearest and most gentle signs of a happy, contented, and interested cat. It is a hook that pulls you gently into their world. But this happy high tail is so very different from the twitching tail. Imagine a cat lying down, seemingly relaxed, looking out the window. But the very end, the last few inches of the tail, is flicking. It twitches back and forth sharply. This is not happiness. This is not relaxation. This is a signal of growing irritation, or overstimulation, or deep concentration. It is the cat whispering that is enough. It is saying, I am thinking. Please stop. It is the polite but clear warning, the first quiet sign that their peace is being disturbed. It is the quiet sound of a very long fuse, slowly burning. And if the warning is ignored, there is the thumping tail. The cat is lying down, and the entire tail lifts and thumps against the floor. Thump, thump. This is the next level. The fuse is shorter. This is active annoyance. It says, I have asked politely, please stop now. It is a louder whisper, a clear request for space and for stillness. And then, from irritation, we move to fear. There is the bottle brush tail. It is a sudden and dramatic transformation. In an instant, triggered by a loud noise or a sudden movement, all the fur on the tail stands on end. The tail puffs up to 2 or 3 times its normal size, looking like a fuzzy brush. The hair along the spine may also stand up. This is a reflex called piloerection. This is fear. Pure, primal, unmistakable fear. It is a deep, ancient instinct. The cat is trying to make itself look bigger, more formidable to a potential threat. Facing a large dog or a strange enemy, the small cat tries in a single instant to expand, to create a visual bluff, a shield made of fur. It is a shout without a sound. It says, I am afraid, stay away. This deep instinct to protect oneself, to appear strong even when afraid, leads us to one of the most profound and quiet secrets of the cat. It is a secret that is often tragically misunderstood by those who love them. They are masters at hiding their pain. This is an ancient survival instinct burned into their very being, passed down through thousands of generations of life in the wild. In the wild, to show weakness is to be vulnerable. To show pain or sickness is to invite predators. A limping or crying animal is an easy target. So their ancestors learned to suffer in silence, to retreat, and to hide their hurt. A cat in deep pain does not often cry out. It does not whimper like a dog or a child. Instead, it becomes quiet. It becomes still. It withdraws. It hides. It seeks the darkest, quietest place it can find. Under the bed, in the back of a closet, behind the sofa. It simply disappears. It wants to be alone, to be unseen. This behavior is not a lack of feeling. It is an excess of feeling managed with profound dignity. This quiet resilience, this silent stoic endurance, is a deeply embedded part of their nature. It is a silent strength, a secret kept from the world, a quiet plea for peace. It reminds us that sometimes the deepest feelings are the ones that are never spoken, the ones that are held in the quiet dark. And so, the body of the cat is a book written in silence. It is a language of slow blinks that say, I love you, of exposed bellies that say, I trust you, and of puffed tails that say, I am afraid. It is a language of question marks drawn in the air to say hello, and of stillness used to endure the hardest moments. It is a poetry of motion and of rest. As you lie here, let your own body find its language of rest. Let your eyelids grow heavy, mimicking the slow blink of the cat. Let your limbs relax, finding the trust of the exposed belly. Let your own tail, your own spine, uncurl and settle. You do not need to speak. You do not need to explain. You only need to be. We have drifted through the silent signals of the eyes, the trust of the belly, and the honesty of the tail. We have honored their stoic silence, and now we prepare to float deeper. We drift away from the signals they send to us, and we float towards the rituals they perform for themselves. We are moving towards the strange, quiet, cozy behaviors that make a cat a cat. We are drifting towards the kneading paws and the cardboard boxes, and so we float gently away from the world of the silent language, leaving behind the slow blink of pure trust, the high tail of happy greeting, and the quiet hidden strength of the cat's stoic silence. We drift now into the rituals themselves. We are entering the world of the strange, quiet, cozy behaviors that make a cat a cat. These are the small, repeated ceremonies of contentment and of instinct, behaviors that seem so curious to us, but to them, they are the very language of home. We begin with a movement that is perhaps the most hypnotic and tender of all. It is the act of kneading. We often call it making biscuits, a whimsical name for a serious comfort. You know this motion well. A cat climbs onto your lap, or settles onto a soft fuzzy blanket, or perhaps onto a plush pillow. It begins a gentle, rhythmic push and pull with its front paws, left, right, left, right. The paws push in and lift out, the toes spread, and the claws gently extend and retract in a slow, steady cadence. It is a trance-like state. Look at their eyes when they do this. They are often half-closed, heavy with sleepiness. The slow blink happens without thinking. Their purr becomes a deep, throaty rumble, louder than usual. They look as if they are lost in a dream. And in a way they are. This behavior is a perfect little time capsule. It is a living memory from their earliest moments of life. A memory stored not just in the brain, but in the muscles themselves. When they were tiny, blind, and deaf kittens, this was the motion they used to press against their mother's belly while they nursed. This rhythmic kneading motion stimulated the flow of warm, life-giving milk. It was a motion directly connected to life, to warmth, to nourishment, and to ultimate safety. As they did this, they would purr their tiny healing vibration, and their mother would purr back, enveloping them in a world of sound and touch. It was a perfect closed circle of contentment, a lullaby of vibration and food and safety. And so, when a grown cat, years removed from that time, begins to gently knead your leg or a blanket, they are not just stretching. They are in a state of total emotional regression. They are traveling back to that first perfect moment of pure safety. They are telling you in the deepest language they know, a language before words. I feel completely safe with you. I feel as warm and content as I did with my mother. It is the highest compliment a cat can give, a return to the womb of comfort, and woven inside this act is another layer, a quieter signal. We remember those scent glands, the invisible ink hidden in their soft paw pads between their toes. As they knead, pushing and pulling, they are also gently pressing their own unique scent into you, into the fabric of the blanket. They are marking you gently, lovingly. They are saying, "You are mine. This place is mine. This smells like me. This is home." It is a gentle and powerful act of belonging, a signature written in comfort and in scent. From this warm gesture of belonging, we drift to a quiet mystery that has puzzled and delighted humans for centuries. The gentle global obsession with the simple, empty cardboard box. You may know this gentle truth. You can buy the most expensive soft cashmere bed, the most elaborate multi-tiered tower, or the most intricate feather toy, but the cat, with its ancient wisdom, will inevitably choose the box it came in. The simple, brown, discarded shipping carton becomes their castle. This is not a silly choice. It is not a rejection of your gift. It is a deep, primal, ancient instinct surfacing in a modern living room. The love of the box is about two fundamental things: safety and warmth. Think of the cat in the wild, its distant ancestor. It is both a hunter and it is prey. An open space, an open field, or the middle of a large rug is a place of profound vulnerability. An open space means it can be seen from above by a hawk or from behind by a larger predator. There is nowhere to hide. The nervous system is on alert. But a box, a small enclosed space, a hollow log, or a cave, this is security. This is a den. A fortress of cardboard offers four walls, a floor, and most critically, a protected back. It offers a solid surface against the spine. In a box, nothing can sneak up on them. Their whole world is shrunk to one single opening. They can face that one opening and watch the world from a position of absolute safety. Their nervous system can finally sigh and let go. Their stress hormones plummet. They are hidden. They are untouchable. They are safe. The world can fade away, and they can rest. The second reason is warmth. Cats are descended from the desert, from the Felis sylvestris libica, the African wildcat. They are creatures forged in heat. They are solar-powered. They crave heat, and their bodies are designed to conserve it. Their normal body temperature is higher than ours, and a modern house with air conditioning can feel chilly to a small desert creature. Cardboard is a wonderful insulator. A small enclosed space, like a box, traps the cat's own body heat, filling the small space with their own radiant warmth. It becomes a self-heating bed, a tiny warm pocket of air, a perfect cozy microclimate. It is a tiny personal desert. It is safety, and it is warmth. It is everything a cat instinctively craves, perfection in brown paper. And the strangest, most gentle part of this mystery is that it does not even have to be a real box. It just needs to be the idea of a box. The illusion of safety is enough. Scientists, in their gentle curiosity, studied this phenomenon using an optical illusion called the Carnesa square. It is not a square at all. It is not real. It is just four black circles on the floor with a mouth a triangle cut out of each one. The four mouths all face each other. To our eyes, and to the cat's eyes, our brains are tricked. Our minds automatically connect the empty space between the shapes. We see a bright white square in the empty space, a square that is not there. And the cats in the study went and sat inside the illusory square. They sat inside the box that wasn't there. Their minds drew the boundaries from the visual cues, and their bodies followed. They did the same thing with masking tape, a simple square, outlined in tape on the floor. Just a line, a two-dimensional shape with no walls and no warmth. And yet, the cats would find this boundary, this suggestion of a wall, and settle down inside it, The line on the floor gave them the same feeling of security as a solid cardboard wall. It was a fortress made of a line, a sanctuary made of an illusion, a place of safety that exists only in the mind. From the safety of the box, real or imagined, we drift to another perfect shape, another ritual of contentment, the cat loaf. You have seen this perfect compact form. A cat sitting, but not really sitting. All four paws are tucked neatly, invisibly underneath the warm body. The tail is often wrapped tightly around the side. They become a smooth, compact oval, a single, streamlined form with no limbs showing. They look like a warm, freshly baked loaf of bread, a perfect fur loaf. This is a pose of quiet contentment, but it is distinct from deep sleep. It is not the total surrender of the exposed belly, nor is it the deep sleep of a cat curled on its side. The cat loaf is a state of relaxed alertness. It is a meditation. The cat is resting. It is peaceful. It is conserving energy, but it is not deeply asleep. Its head is up, its eyes are softly open, or perhaps doing the slow blink. Its ears are gently swiveling, tracking the quiet sounds of the house. It is still listening, still aware, and its paws are underneath, ready to spring into action in a moment, if needed. And like the box, the loaf is also about warmth, the ultimate conservation of heat. By tucking all of its extremities, the paws, the legs, the nose, the tail, under the core of the body, the cat is minimizing its surface area. It is creating a perfect ball of warmth, sealing in its heat. It is a pose of comfort and efficiency, a quiet stillness, a warm loaf resting in a patch of sun, guarding its own energy. And this need for warmth and order leads to another ritual, a ritual of constant, meticulous maintenance, the act of grooming. Cats are famously fastidious. They are the definition of cleanliness. They spend so much of their waking life grooming, perhaps up to half of their day. It is a deep, driving, primal need. We have spoken of how it erases their scent for the hunt, allowing them to become ghosts in the grass. But it is also a ritual of coziness, of health, and of profound peace. Their tool for this is perfect. The tiny rough tongue feels like sandpaper because it is covered in hundreds of tiny spines called papillae. They face backward and are made of keratin, the same material as their claws and our fingernails. Each tiny spine is a perfect little hollow scoop. When the cat licks its fur, the spine hooks into the fur, untangling knots, removing loose hair, and clearing away dirt. But that hollow center also wicks saliva from the mouth and deposits it deep down to the skin. It is a comb and a washcloth, all in one. And this saliva has a secret purpose. It is not just for cleaning, it is for cooling. A cat does not sweat like a human. We cool ourselves by sweating all over our bodies. A cat only has sweat glands in a few places, most notably their soft paw pads. So on a hot day, how do they cool down? A cat will groom. It will spread a thin layer of saliva all over its coat. As that moisture evaporates into the air, it pulls the heat away from the body. It is a built-in natural air conditioner, a way to soothe themselves in the heat, dust. But perhaps most tenderly, this ritual is not just about being clean or cool. It is about feeling calm. Grooming is a self-soothing behavior. It is a displacement activity. When a cat is stressed, or anxious, or confused, perhaps after a startling loud noise or an awkward fall, You will often see it suddenly stop and begin to frantically groom a patch of fur. It looks out of place, but it is not. It is the cat calming its own nervous system, literally lowering its own heart rate. It is the cat saying to itself, "Everything is all right. I am in control. I am safe. The world is not falling apart." It is restoring peace to itself, one lick at a time. And sometimes this ritual of peace is shared. It is called allo-grooming. One cat meticulously grooms another, usually on the head and the neck, the places a cat cannot easily reach itself. It is about hierarchy and deep affection. It is a social glue. It reestablishes the family scent, weaving their signatures together until they smell like one unit, one family. It is a recreation of the mother-kitten bond, an act of service and love. And when a cat licks you, it is a strange feeling. That rough, dry sandpaper tongue. It can almost hurt, but it is a profound compliment. They are grooming you. They are saying, "You are family. You are one of us. You smell strange, like the outside world. Let me fix it. Let me make you smell like home." It is an act of acceptance, a rough sandpaper kiss, a mark of belonging. And finally, we drift to the gentle paradox of water. Most cats seem to despise being wet. They avoid rain. They avoid baths. Their fur is not oily and waterproof like a duck's. It soaks up water, becoming heavy and cold. They lose their agility, their warmth, and their dignity. And yet, they are so often completely fascinated by water. They will stare intently at a dripping faucet as if it is a mesmerizing mystery. They will watch the water swirl in the bowl. And there is the ritual of the dipping pour. The testing tap, tap, tap on the shiny, silent surface of their water bowl before they lower their head to drink. This is not just play. It is deep, ancient instinct. Partly, it is those sensitive whiskers. A deep bowl means they must push their face in, bending their whiskers, which causes discomfort. So dipping a paw and licking the water from it is just easier. It keeps their senses calm. But deeper than that is a memory of the wild. In the desert, still, stagnant water is dangerous. A puddle that does not move can be full of bacteria. It can make an animal sick. But moving water, a running stream, a river, a spring bubbling from the earth, is oxygenated. It is fresh. It is clean. It is safe. This ancient wiring remains in the cat on your kitchen counter. The cat is instinctively suspicious of the still water in the bowl. It looks dead. It looks unsafe. The tap, tap, tap is to make it move, to create ripples, to prove that it is real and fresh. This is why they are so mesmerized by a dripping faucet or a pet fountain. The sound and the movement of the running water sings to their deepest instinct. This is safe. This is fresh. This is good. It is a ritual of ancient survival, played out in a quiet, modern home. Let these quiet rituals of coziness and safety settle over you. The safety of the box, the warmth of the loaf, the calm of the grooming, and the peace of pure instinct. Allow yourself to find your own rituals of comfort, your own warm blanket, your own quiet corner, and just settle and drift. And so we float gently away from the world of cozy rituals the deep ancient safety of the cardboard box, and the quiet, warm stillness of the loaf. We drift now towards the very result of all that coziness, the final expression of safety. We float into the philosophy of sleep, a realm where the cat is an unmatched supreme master. We are drifting towards the land of dreams, and so we float gently away from the world of cozy rituals, leaving behind the deep, ancient safety of the cardboard box, the quiet, warm stillness of the cat loaf shape, and the calm, cleansing peace of the grooming bath. We drift now into the very result of all that coziness, the final expression of safety, and the ultimate destination of our journey tonight. We float into the philosophy of sleep, a realm, an art form, and a gentle science in which the cat is an unmatched supreme master. If there is one thing, one single image that defines the cat for all of us, it is the act of rest. It is the profound ability to let go completely and utterly into stillness, the ability to seemingly melt into the furniture, to become a warm puddle, boneless, thoughtless, weightless, existing only as gentle breath and soft fur. Let that number settle into your mind like a heavy, comforting blanket. 16 hours. That is 2/3 of its entire life. 2/3 of its existence is spent in another world, a quiet world of dream and shadow. While we hurry and worry and plan for tomorrow, they simply drift. They trust the stillness. They understand the deep need for it. And for a tiny growing kitten, its body so busy building itself, weaving bone and muscle from milk and sleep, or for a wise old senior cat in its gentle twilight years, conserving its precious energy, that number is even higher. It can reach 18 or even 20 hours a day, lost in slumber. Imagine almost the entirety of an existence lived as a gentle dream, a small, warm body, completely still, letting go of the world. Imagine the absolute permission to rest like that. No guilt, no regret, no feeling of wasted time, just the pure, simple biological need and the peace that comes from honoring it. This is not laziness. That is a human misunderstanding, a human judgment placed upon a creature of a different rhythm. We look at stillness, and we think it is useless inactivity. But for the cat, this is not laziness. This is wisdom. This is design. This is an ancient survival strategy, perfected over millions of years. It is a perfect and brilliant conservation of energy. Why sleep so much? Because at its deepest core, beneath the soft velvet fur and the gentle purr, the cat is a hunter. It is a predator, a perfectly designed machine built for the capture of energy. And the life of this kind of predator is not about long, slow endurance, like the wolf or the dog who might track a scent for miles and miles. The life of the cat is about the burst. It is about short, intense, almost violent moments of extreme energy. The stalk requires total mental focus and frozen stillness. The lightning-fast chase, the explosive pounce, and the powerful leap all require a tremendous amount of energy released in a single heartbeat. All the muscles must fire at once. And because energy is burned so quickly and so intensely in those moments, the time between them a safety mechanism, a gentle sleep paralysis that stops us and stops them from actually acting out our dreams and running into walls. This is when you see them in the most bizarre, twisted positions. Positions that cannot possibly be comfortable to a waking creature. Lying upside down with their belly to the sky, twisted like a pretzel, a paw draped across their eyes or their head hanging off the edge of the bed, as if it has no weight. This is total trust. This is total surrender. It is a limp, boneless puddle with no defenses at all. And in this deep physical surrender, the mind is alive. It is running. It is chasing. The safety mechanism of atonia is not perfect, and little signals break through so you can see the dream. You can see the signs, the little ripples of the mind moving the body. You see the whiskers twitch rapidly. You see the paws gently quiver, the toes curl and uncurl, as if gripping the earth. They are running in their sleep. The little muscles in their legs are firing. The mouth may make that quiet chirping sound, the sound of the hunt. The eyes behind the closed lids are darting back and forth rapidly. They are tracking something. They are watching the movie in their mind. What do they dream of? We will never truly know. That is their little secret, their private world that we cannot enter. We cannot ask them, but we can wonder. We can guess with all that we know about their nature. Perhaps they dream of the hunt, chasing ghostly mice through a field of tall green grass, running effortlessly, feeling the wind in their fur. Perhaps they dream of the bird they watched through the window all afternoon, finally catching it in their mind, the ultimate success. Perhaps they dream of warmth, of needing, of their mother's heat and her purr, of total perfect safety, or of a delicious bowl of food. Whatever it is their secret world, their private cinema, a place to process their day and to be completely wild and completely free, all while being completely safe in the stillness of your home. Where do they choose to settle? The choice is never random. It is instinct. Deep, primal instinct. As with everything in the cat's world, they are seeking two things, two pillars of rest, warmth and safety. Safety often means height. Why does a cat always seek to sleep on the back of the sofa, or on top of the bookshelf, or on top of the refrigerator, or on the highest perch of the cat tree? Because in their ancient wired brain, height equals safety. It is the instinct of their small wild ancestors who knew that on the ground you are vulnerable. You were exposed to larger predators, to a coyote or a large dog. You can be stepped on. You can be surprised. But up high in the safe branches of a tree, you are safe. You are hidden among the leaves. You can rest. And most importantly, you can see. Height gives them a vantage point, a strategic position to survey their territory, their small kingdom, your home. They can see everything that moves below. They can rest in that light sentry sleep and still know everything that is happening. They are the silent guardian, the king or queen on their throne, resting but still watching in total peace and total control. And the other element, the second pillar, is warmth. That desert blood remembers. They are little heat-seeking missiles. Their bodies are designed to crave heat. They will find the one single patch of sunlight on the floor, a patch that is only inches wide on a cold morning, and they will pour their liquid body into it until they fit perfectly, absorbing the rays. They will sleep on your laptop computer, on the warm internet router, on the heating vent, or inside that cardboard box which traps their heat. They are following the heat because heat is comfort and heat is life. Heat means they do not have to burn their own precious energy to stay warm. They can just absorb it from the world around them. It is maximum efficiency, maximum conservation. They can let the sun do the work, and they can let go completely into the deepest rest, and sometimes the warmest place, the safest place, the highest vantage point, the most perfect spot in the entire house is you. Your chest as you lie down, your lap as you sit. They seek the warmth from your body, the gentle rhythmic rise and fall of your own breathing, and the soft rumble of your heartbeat. When they choose you as the safest place in their world. They choose you as the warmest place to have their dreams, to let go completely, to surrender, and to trust. It is a profound bond, a moment where two species share the vulnerability of sleep, and that is the philosophy of sleep. It is not laziness. It is wisdom. It is conservation. It is strategy. And it is trust. As you lie there now, let that gentle wisdom settle over you. Let your body find its own warmth in the blankets. Let your mind find its own safety in the quiet of the room. And give yourself the same permission. The permission to let go, like a dreaming cat. You do not need to be productive now. You do not need to be alert. You only need to be warm and safe and still. Just drift. And so we float gently away from the world of dream, away from the philosophy of sleep, the strategic stillness, the wisdom of conservation, and the deep trust of a dreaming body. We have learned how to rest. Now, we must understand who is resting. We drift now back through time, further and further into the deep, soft shadows of memory. We are floating to the very beginning, to the origin, to the ancient desert where this story began. We drift towards the ancestor, and so we float gently away from the world of dream, away from the philosophy of sleep, the strategic stillness, the wisdom of conservation, and the deep trust of a dreaming body. We have learned how they rest. Now, to truly know them, we must understand who is resting. We drift now back through the mist of time, further and further into the deep, soft shadows of memory. We are floating to the very beginning, to the origin. To understand this small, mysterious creature curling on your bed, we must understand where it came from. We are drifting into their ancient heritage. The story begins long, long ago, before our cities rose from the earth, before our writing was scratched onto clay tablets, before we even truly knew ourselves. The echo of the first true cat appeared almost 40 million years ago, a creature called Proalirus, the first cat. It was the first whisper of the form we love. But our story, the story of the cat that lives in your home, begins in the vast, hot, golden deserts of Africa and the Middle East. The true direct ancestor of every single house cat on earth is a small, fierce, solitary, wild creature. It is called the Felis sylvestris libica, the African wildcat. It still exists today, wandering the quiet desert sands under the vast canopy of ancient stars. And if you were to see one, stepping silently through the dry grass, you would recognize it instantly. It looks almost identical to a domestic tabby cat. Perhaps it is a little taller, a little leaner, with sandy brown fur and gentle dark stripes, a perfect camouflage for the shifting shadows of the desert. It is a small, solitary hunter. It is a perfect hunter, patient, silent, built for the twilight, the crepuscular hours. It survived for thousands of years on its own, in perfect balance with the harsh land. It needed nothing from us. It was complete unto itself. Then, something in the world changed. Humans changed. About 9 or 10,000 years ago, in a place we call the Fertile Crescent, humans stopped wandering. We put down roots, we learned to farm. We planted the first seeds of wheat and barley. We created agriculture. And with agriculture came a new idea, a revolutionary idea: storage. For the first time in history, humans had surplus food. We built the first grain stores, the first silos, the first settlements, the first villages, and eventually the first cities. And with this new invention of stored grain came a new problem. A terrible problem: mice. Rats. Rodents of all kinds were drawn to this unimaginable feast. A tide of tiny creatures swarmed our granaries, eating the food, spoiling the grain, and threatening our very survival. We were overwhelmed. And then, someone else noticed. The African wildcat, the Felis sylvestris libica, watching from the tall grass, saw these human settlements. It did not see a home. It did not see friends. It saw a hunting ground. It saw a perfect, endless supply of prey, all gathered in one place. And so began the great bargain. The cat began to move closer, drawn by the mice. It began to hunt around the humans, in the shadows of the silos, under the floors of the first houses. It was incredibly good at its job, and the humans, watching this small, silent, beautiful hunter, noticed something profound. They noticed that where the cat was, the mice were gone. The grain was safe. The sickness was kept at bay. This was a guardian. This was a partner. This process is called self-domestication. It is so different from the story of the dog. We captured the wolf, we broke it, we tamed it, we bred it to serve us. But we did not do that to the cat. The cat chose. It walked in from the wild on its own terms. It domesticated itself. It made a bargain, a silent contract that still holds today. I will live beside you. I will keep your grain safe. In return, you will not harm me. You will let me be. And perhaps on a cold night, you will offer a scrap of fish or a bowl of milk. It was a partnership based on mutual benefit, a deal between equals, not a surrender of one to the other. And this is the most important truth, the central mystery of the cat. Because it was a bargain and not a breeding, the cat is unchanged. Look at a dog, a poodle, a bulldog, a chihuahua. They look nothing like the wolf. They are a human creation, bent and warped into 1,000 different shapes for 1,000 different tasks. The cat is not. The cat is still a cat. The domestic cat and the African wild cat are almost genetically identical. The DNA is virtually the same. We have bred them for prettier fur, for rounder faces, for longer hair, but underneath, inside the engine, nothing has changed. The Felis sylvestris libica is sleeping on your bed right now. This single fact explains everything about them. It explains their fierce independence. They do not need us in the way a dog needs us. They choose us, or they tolerate us. They live with us, but they are not of us. It explains their aloofness. They are not wired to please a master. A dog is in a pack. It needs a leader. A cat is solitary. It is its own leader. It explains why it still must hunt. The instinct is not diluted by time. It is a fire that never went out. The feather toy is a mouse. The laser dot is a fly. The instinct to stalk and pounce is not a game. It is a need, a deep expression of their nature. It explains why they hide their pain, for the wild creature knows that to show weakness is to die. It explains why they bury their waste, hiding their trail from larger predators. It is a wild creature living in your home, a guest, a partner, an ancient being, not a servant. Now let us look closely at that ancient body, the hardware that has not changed in 10,000 years. We look at the spine, the liquid cat. They have more vertebrae than a human, especially in the mid-back and lower back. And these bones are loosely connected, floating in elastic, cushioning discs. This is why they can twist in ways that seem impossible. They can turn their body 180 degrees while their head stays still. This flexible spine is the secret to the righting reflex. If a cat falls, it can twist in midair, using its tail as a counterbalance, orienting itself in a split second, and it almost always lands on its feet. It is a miracle of physics and biology, a body designed for ultimate agility. And the collarbone. Our collarbone is a large, strong bone connecting our shoulder to our chest. A cat's collarbone is tiny. It is a sliver, a vestige, and it floats. It is not connected to the skeleton. It is just embedded in muscle. This is the secret of small spaces. This is the reason for the box. The rule of the cat is this: if the head can fit, the body can follow. The whiskers are the ruler. They measure the opening. And the floating collarbone is the magic. It allows the shoulders to collapse, to narrow, to flow through any space the head can pass. They are liquid. They are shapeshifters. And the claws. They are not fingernails. They are daggers. Curved, sharp, and retractable. This is a brilliant, perfect design. When the cat is walking or resting, the claws are pulled up, tucked away inside a sheath of skin, protected. They do not touch the ground. This keeps them silent for the stalk, and it keeps them needle sharp. They only emerge at the perfect moment, when the cat flexes its toes for climbing, for holding prey, or for defense. When the cat scratches a post, it is shedding the old outer sheath of the claw to reveal the new sharp point underneath. It is sharpening its tools, its ancient tools, and the tongue, that rough piece of sandpaper. Those papillae, those hollow backward-facing spines, we know them as a grooming tool, a comb, a washcloth, but it is also an eating tool, a hunter's tool. Those backward spines are designed for stripping every last tiny scrap of meat from the bone of its prey. It is a tool of perfect efficiency. No part is wasted. And the desert legacy lives most deeply in their kidneys. A cat's kidneys are super efficient marvels. They are far more powerful than our own. They evolved in the desert, where water is the most precious thing in the world. They can extract and reabsorb almost every single drop of moisture from their food. This is why cats instinctively do not seem to drink much water. They are built to eat their water, to get it from their prey. It is an echo of the dry sands, living in their very cells. And finally, in ancient Egypt, this relationship, this bargain, became worship. The humble hunter of mice that protected the precious grain became a god. They were elevated. They became Bastet, the goddess of the home, of protection, of fertility, of joy. To harm a cat was a terrible crime, punishable by death. When a family cat passed away, the family would mourn deeply, shaving their eyebrows in a sign of grief. The cats were mummified with honor, sent to the afterlife with saucers of milk and mummified mice. They went from simple pest control to divine beings, a promotion that they seem to still remember in their royal calmness today. So the creature in your home, this small, soft, purring thing, is not a simple pet. It is a living fossil. It is a perfect predator. It is an echo of the ancient desert. It is a small desert god that has agreed to share your warmth. It is a wild mystery that never truly left the wild. It is a perfect creature of stillness and dream. And so, our quiet, drifting journey through the gentle universe of the cat slowly comes to a close. We have wandered far tonight. We have drifted so softly through the healing symphony of the purr, feeling that ancient vibration that mends bone and soothes the weary heart. We have looked into the silver mirrors of the night-seeing eye, watching the pupils expand to drink in the twilight. We have felt the invisible maps drawn by delicate whiskers and the silent messages sent through the velvet touch of a paw. We have breathed in the invisible stories of the world of scent, a library of memory floating in the air. We have listened to the silent languages, the slow blink of absolute trust, the exposed belly of vulnerability, and the honesty of the tale. We have felt the safety of the cardboard box, the warmth of the perfect loaf, and the calm rhythm of the grooming tongue. We have floated through the philosophies of sleep, learning from the masters of rest how to surrender, how to drift, and how to dream. And we have touched the heritage of the desert, seeing the wild ancestor that still lives within the soft fur, a small god with wild blood sleeping in our arms. And through it all, through every fact and every mystery, one gentle truth echoes. It is the truth that the cat teaches us every day, if we only stop to listen. It is the truth that stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is wisdom. It is the truth that rest is not wasted time. Rest is strategy. Rest is healing. Rest is life. And that warmth, simple, shared warmth, is the definition of home. You are a part of this story now. You are a part of this quiet wonder. You are the safe place. You are the warm lap. You are the trusted companion in the bargain. And now, the journey is done. The facts have been told. The mysteries have been honored. It is time for you to become like the cat. If these calm, curious explorations have helped you unwind, I invite you to like or subscribe. It helps other sleepy souls find their way here too. But for now, let the words fade. Let the ideas dissolve like mist in the morning sun. Let the worries of your day grow small, shrinking down until they are nothing more than dust motes dancing in a sliver of moonlight. Let your breath slow down and down and down. Match the rhythm of a sleeping cat. Slow, deep, steady. Let your mind soften. Let your body grow heavy. So comfortably heavy into the bed. There is nothing left to do. Nowhere left to be. You are safe. You are warm. You are held. You have listened enough. You have wandered far. Close your eyes. Let go. Rest and dream of a quiet, radiant sea of stars. Good night.